to the Talking About Noise audio show. I'm Art Moore. This is Eric Hansen.
You introduced me?
Yeah,
How
last week.
Dare you?
I edited the whole podcast and the video, and I listened to that beginning like maybe 3 or 4 times, and you totally messed it up. So you've lost your privileges for introducing yourself.
My name is Eric Hansen, and this is the show for your life.
Yeah, I think we have to stop calling it the audio show. I think we're now YouTube video, but it's about audio, but it's on video. I don't know. I don't know what the best solution is here.
Or we could call it the Talking About Show for Awesomeness.
There you go. The Talking About Noise audio show for awesomeness in your life and everyone else's.
Awesomenessity.
Awesomenessity.
Anyway.
That's not even a word.
Yeah,
actually, I
just made it up.
I really enjoy
works.
people who make up words.
Yeah.
Like who are in conversation, like alter words to kind of like make them very interesting. And I really enjoy that. One of the things I like about you. One of the very few things I like about you.
Oh, you were referring to me?
Yeah, I was referring to you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So what's going on, man? How you doing?
Great.
You got your looping stuff all working?
Boy, that is a lot of work. So, what I'm planning, right? Live show, but it's going to be me, but I want extra instruments. So I'm using Machina, right? And I'm using a MIDI pedal to trigger the instruments themselves on Machina. Like, it's such a complicated setup.
Wow.
It's ridiculous how
that sounds
complicated
kind of fun.
this is.
Yeah, like the complexity sounds fun.
So I've been going through the songs, revamping all of them entirely. And me and my drummer, I have a drummer now.
Nice.
Me and my drummer are going to get together this Saturday.
That's exciting. Is this the first rehearsal you guys are going to have?
First rehearsal.
Oh,
so
man.
here we go. It's a big time.
And it's Saturday. What time is it on
From
Saturday?
From this point forward, once we go live, right? Once we go live, this is... There's no holding back the floodgates.
No holding back.
The fandom will come. Remember the show? If you build it, they will come.
The quote from the movie?
Yeah. I just built it, yo.
You are currly building it.
Oh, well, yeah.
Right.
In process, built, whatever.
I don't think they come while you're in process.
But yeah. The Year of 100 Songs is on. Just wrote another song the other day.
Very cool.
With lyrics.
Man, we've got to record some. Why don't you come in the studio and record one of these?
Lyrics were absolutely horrible.
Oh, man.
And I went through and I'm like, that's common meter. That's common meter.
So you went through your own podcast episode from a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And used that.
So if you get a chance, go back a few episodes because you can learn something about lyrics because we're lyric masters now. Actually, I was just using the book from Pat Pattison called How to Write Better Lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm just stealing stuff, right?
No, but it's good technique. I mean, it's a book you should get. You should use it in your own writing. And
I'm reading the book.
That common meter thing is pretty cool.
How to write poetry. That's hard stuff.
Poetry's tough.
You had a recording session, right? That's what you said?
Oh, yeah. It's just a little thing. We had a pianist. She's almost a prodigy. She came in and she, a few months ago, started writing her own music, and she just put down 12 tracks in 45 minutes.
That's great. Was she paying by the hour? Did you have to pay her back? Here is money back
and
for the
here's
15
your refund.
minutes you owe.
Yeah, she nailed it. She came in, sat down, and was like, "Oh, here we go." And I took a couple minutes to set up some stuff, and I hit record, and she just went for it. And
so she was
great.
A real prodigy, I guess.
She's very talented. Yes.
Did you have to fix anything?
You know, we didn't. It was more of a snapshot of what she's currently working on, and it didn't need a lot of massaging anyway. But it wasn't really that kind of a situation, so that was fun.
I heard it didn't need a lot of misogyny anyway, but
misogyny.
That's what I heard.
Massaging, like to make it work. You've now made me feel weird.
It did not need a lot of misogyny. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Recording
it's
piano.
Fun. I want to get, because of family things and because of just like the craziness of life, I just have not had enough time to devote to a lot of studio work. And I want to get back to that. I want to get back into recording groups, getting good music put out, and stuff like that. So, maybe there's a new phase of Artmore Studios where we're going to push into that and kind of get that to work a little better.
You mean re-push into that?
Yeah.
That's where you were before.
Yeah, we were doing lots of recordings, and I just had to take a step back, because of
i.e.
all the other stuff going on in my life.
That's code for I really needed to play Batman.
Yes.
So we went and saw the movie Batman versus Superman.
All right. This isn't a show about audio and music recording, but let's talk about Batman versus Superman.
And
it was so great, right?
People on YouTube hate that movie.
Oh, I can't believe how much people hate it.
To shreds.
It makes no sense. It's so good. And it is not the Christopher Reeve Superman and the Michael Keaton Batman. It's even darker than that. Although Michael Keaton his Batman was pretty dark.
Yeah. Well, that was Tim Burton, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. Anyway.
Yeah. I thought it was an excellent movie. I've seen it 3 times.
And the whole time I was waiting for the credits so I could say, there's Junkie XL. He did the Batman music parts. And the whole time I was listening, I was like, this part is not done by Hans Zimmer.
This is not a Hans Zimmer type of situation.
This is Junkie XL. Then I'd listen to the Superman parts and specifically be like, this is Hans Zimmer. I know it is.
All right.
So thanks to your news.
Let's move on to news. Here we go. What do you got for us today, Eric?
So I'm just going to read this quote. I'm going to read it because it's really good, well written, and then I will allow you to respond.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Nobody could honestly claim American Idol will be missed. It'd be more accurate to say it's already been missed for a few years. In a way, it's the ultimate irony that the show's goodbye week, which should have been such an epochal... I just went blank. It's not apocryphal. I wrote apocryphal, but epochal. Whatever. Huge, real-time event got completely overshadowed by the finale of The People vs. O.J. Simpson.
Ooh, yeah.
Shocking because everyone knows how that story already plays out. They already know the ending to that story. They didn't know the ending to American Idol. Ryan Seacrest's last words were, "Goodbye for now," which is either supposed to be a flub or predicting something, some twist to the future. Either way, it was a clumsy end to an instantly forgotten season. So the argument being, I read a lot, like, did the celebrities ruin American Idol?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that article.
You saw that. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure the show ruined itself.
Well, I mean...
You can only do it for so long, and then finally people are like,
Yeah, I think that's kind of how it's going to run its course at some point. I read an interesting article about how American Idol was the perfect therapy in a post 9/11 world. And as I was remembering back to the beginning of American Idol.
That's deep.
Yeah, it was very
dark.
deep. But
Yikes.
I remember, like, it came out about 9 months after American 9/11, and we watched it. We sat there and we watched it. It was
you and me
something
on the couch.
No, we didn't even know each other back then.
We were totally hanging out,
dude.
Watching
What is
Idol.
wrong with you?
Well,
are you losing your mind?
My therapist has a few ideas, just a few.
I love it.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah. So I think American Idol definitely had an important role to play, and I think that it came out with a couple of huge names in pop, Kelly Clarkson and the country chick, Carrie Underwood, and it seems like all the winners have done some stuff in music since then.
I like that. It seems like musicians have done some stuff in music.
Some stuff.
Since being in music.
Yeah, I guess.
That's a pretty fair statement.
Yeah.
Won't be missed. I never watched it.
I want to see the American Idol for garage bands. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Dave Grohl
They tried
American Idol. What was it?
The problem is they make people play covers, right?
Yeah, you can't play original music.
Because an audience wants to hear covers.
Yeah.
And bands that are creative want to write their own music.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Never going to work.
Yep, never going to work.
It's called the mere exposure effect. Your cognitive bias right there.
Whoa. That's getting pretty deep.
Yep, because we are deep. Okay, I'm moving on. Did you know the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was last week?
Yes, I did. And one of the... I'm going to let you just talk about it.
No. Guess.
I want to hear about
Guess
this.
who was in there. Guess.
I can't remember who was inducted, but one of the people on the board, I think it's the singer for Cheap Trick, came out and spoke very harshly about people not showing up to the Hall of Fame induction.
Oh, well,
and he was not happy about that.
So he was talking about one of the members of Deep Purple. Deep Purple got inducted.
Oh,
and
that's
one of the
right.
members of Deep Purple did not show up.
Okay, but the whole
he's
Deep
so
Purple
rock and
thing,
roll, he doesn't need to.
Well, the whole Deep Purple thing is very interesting because that band broke up. The one player is the bass player who didn't show up, and there's some real animosity there between those players. So, that situation is more complicated than I thought.
But if Pink Floyd can come back together, if Guns N' Roses could come back together, anybody can get back together.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Yep, that's very possible. Guns N' Roses, I can't believe they're going to come back together.
So,
that's so weird.
NWA, Deep Purple, Chicago, Steve Miller, and Cheap Trick were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Best quote of the night: "If Chicago is your mom's music, then I need to start hanging out with your mom."
Oh,
that was great.
My gosh.
So it's funny because
if Chicago is your mom's music, I need to hang out more with your mom. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, so Chicago was a really great group, right? And they traded in they traded in the horn line for synths, right?
Yep.
They had a huge change. And so I actually met Peter Cetera, who was the singer. And I was at dinner with him because I'm dope and I do dope stuff, yo.
How were you at dinner with him? What were you guys doing?
I cannot disclose the details.
You're not going to disclose of your personal relationship with Peter Cetera. All right.
Let me just say, we were having seafood.
Seafood, huh?
And so...
Like crab cakes? I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, sure. So, speaking of animosity, Peter Cetera does not like the remaining members of Chicago. At all. It was quite enlightening. It was like...
That is interesting.
I just asked him the question. I was like, what do you think about that? We don't talk about that.
We just don't talk about it.
He's like, we just don't. Let's not talk about that. I'm like, so what about your new solo album?
Yeah, there you go.
How do you like recording in Nashville? Just don't talk about it.
Yep.
Steve Miller, awesome band.
Yep. Steve Miller Band.
I love Steve Miller Band. He complained that they only gave him tickets for him and his wife. They didn't give any tickets to the band members to their own induction. How funny is that? I know. So he got up and started this diatribe where he's like, this is bullcrap. I only get one ticket and my band doesn't get a ticket. And they actually try to like escort him off the stage while he's talking.
Playing.
And if you get a chance, check out the whole Gene Simmons versus the members of NWA arguing back and forth on Twitter whether NWA should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's actually pretty funny.
That's interesting. All right, we'll have to check that out.
So
where did everyone land on that? Like, what side did they land on?
Well, okay, so Gene Simmons, from Kiss.
Yes, I do know that.
The bass player.
Gene Simmons is the bass player.
The bass player?
For Kiss.
With the makeup?
And the long tongue. Yeah.
Okay. He was like, the day that rap is considered a legitimate art form is the day I decide to cut my arm off or some stupid,
oh, man.
thing like that.
That's pretty rough.
So it was fun.
Cool.
And so if you get a chance, check out every single Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So this is the 31st, right? They've been doing this for a while. They have all of the groups come together for a finale. And it's the most awful thing you've ever heard on the planet.
Like they play together in the finale?
Play together in the finale.
What
They're
did they
horrible.
play? What did they play?
And they'll invite the people who were also inducting them to join them on stage. So you had Kid Rock, you had Sheryl Crow, you had members of NWA, Steve Miller,
all
Chicago,
performing
people,
together?
all Cheap Trick, all performing together. And it's a mess, right? It's just an absolute mess.
Man.
And I've never seen one that is good. So you can go and you can see all of them on YouTube, and they're horrible.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It's beautiful misery. I love it.
Congratulations. You are inducted into a group that has perfected
your art form,
your style of music, and your performance.
We're going to do a cover of someone else's song, and everyone is going to sing it together.
And you're all going to sing Eminem's version of...
It's awkward. Anyway, I've been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
Very
once.
interesting. In Cleveland, Ohio, right?
Yeah, that's the only redeeming thing in Cleveland.
Yeah, my wife is from Cleveland.
People from
we
Cleveland.
need to go back there and go see it.
I was not impressed with Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland is not impressive. All right.
And then like there's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it's like, oh, that's nice. Oh, what's the rest of this place?
What else is going on?
What else is here?
That's funny.
And apparently they have a football team there. I'm aware of
Cleveland Browns,
something like that.
Cleveland Indians,
and they
baseball
attempt
team?
to perform in the NFL. Who knew?
Apparently, they haven't been doing well in the last few years. Is that what you're saying? I've never heard my friends talk about the Browns ever. Not even to say my team played the Browns this weekend. I've never heard anyone mention the Browns.
And rarely do you hear anyone say, "Dude, you know that player from the Browns?
Yeah,
he was great."
Yeah.
They usually go.
And I've never heard anything about the Indians, but I don't follow baseball, so I don't know how well they do year after year. But I'm guessing it's not great.
Anyway, we're
all right.
a music podcast. So
we're a music podcast.
I'm assuming you have music news.
I just have one little thing. Studies have shown, there's a range of studies that's shown that listening to music now has a positive effect on our well-being. Now, I normally look at these studies and I always call bullcrap because studies in general are always rigged towards the people who are conducting the studies. It's always some grad student.
Wow, you're going a little conspiracy theory there.
Hey, you know what?
Whoa.
Like the studies say everything. Like you can get a study to say pretty much anything you want. But this study now is also saying that going and listening to live music has a different kind of effect on you than just listening to music. It's a more positive effect. They had their stress hormones tested with a saliva sample before each performance, and then 60 minutes later during intermission.
Did they take blood too? How cool would that be?
No blood, but they did test for the stress hormones cortisol and cortisone, and they found they both had decreased during that time. So,
was alcohol being served?
No, I don't think so, but I don't really
Did that have something to do with it? I don't know.
Let's see. 2 concerts showcasing the music of choral and orchestral composer Eric Whitacre. So I think it's probably a little more on the classical side. Although Eric Whitacre, I'm trying to think, what is he famous for? Anyway,
he played Spider-Man in the 1960s. I have no idea.
The question I have is, are these excuse me, are these studies showing that the live music is doing the stressing of the cortisol, or is it just the parents getting away from their kids for the night?
Oh,
snap.
In other news, water is wet.
Oh my goodness, that's a line from the movie. All right.
Crazy.
All right, we're moving on up and we're moving on out. Here we go. Eric, you're treating us today with some knowledge about music. What are we analyzing today?
I'm dropping mad skills on you. Mad.
Mad skills.
Skills.
Go
with
for
a Z. That's it.
Oh, that's it. We're done. All right. What?
Okay.
You obviously have some notes there. I have some samples here. Let's go for it.
All right. So here's the deal. We need backstory.
Backstory.
Right? Okay. So really, it's his father the whole time, and you don't know. And then he just says, "I'm your father." Right?
Backstory.
Wrong.
Three movies
Wrong backstory.
of terrible backstory. We're talking about Star Wars prequels here, folks.
Oh, we were?
That's what you were talking about.
So I teach guitar, right? Because those who can't do teach.
That's right.
Boom!
We both teach guitar.
So one of my students requested the song Renegades by Ex-Ambassadors. So I'm sick of this song personally. I hear it on the radio and I'm like, I've had enough. Move on. Actually, I don't even listen to the radio anymore. I plug in, I use Amazon Music and just plug in their radio station.
Gotcha.
But anyway, actually one of my students requested this song that's apparently really popular on the radio. It's called "When I Was 7 Years Old." Have you heard this on the radio? Okay, so it's on the radio all the time. Apparently, I did not know this. When I was 7 years old, my mama told me. Right?
Okay, country song.
No, it's not.
No, not a country song.
Okay, I hate it. I hate it so much that like I dread the day that the kid comes and wants to learn this song now. This song is so awful. It's so absolutely horrifically awful. And it's only 4 chords. And that's all we have to do is play the chords. But I'm like, if I have to listen to this song one more time, I'm going to kill somebody.
Oh, man.
Anyway, back to Ex-Ambassadors. So this song, I would say, skyrocketed them. They're hugely popular right now. Now, this song only uses 4 chords in the entire song. These types of songs intrigue me because you have to do far more dynamics with the song in order to keep it interesting.
You've got to compensate for the lack of harmonic content.
I was going to say lack of dynamic content.
Oh, that works too.
That would actually be better. So...
Go ahead.
I'm just going to be totally literal on you. Okay, so... In regards to this, we're going to break down all the verses in the chorus, and we're going to specifically pay attention to what they do. So we're going to put our producer hat on, okay? And we're going to pretend like we're producers actually breaking down this song. Now, the way this works, okay, we have an intro, and the intro is merely a guitar picking part with some strumming. This is the 4 chord progression at the very beginning of the song, and this is what they play through the entire song. Okay, so we go intro, verse, chorus, verse 2, chorus 2, bridge. Okay, and the bridge is actually the same thing as the intro.
Oh, okay, the intro. I thought you were going to say the verse or the chorus.
They've just added some stuff. Okay, and then we have chorus 3. And we have a coda chorus. We're doing a coda chorus again. If you remember our songwriting segment from U2, they also used a coda chorus in the song 1.
Yep.
Pink Floyd did too, I think. No,
not
they
the
didn't.
one that
Never
we
mind.
talked about, at least.
No.
Yeah.
Thinking of the wrong one. But U2 1, that has a coda chorus. Okay, so clip 1, we are going to listen to the intro. Now pay attention to the guitar picking part, and then pay attention to the added strumming part. Here we go. Okay, really short clip only because everyone's heard it 10 times already.
Yep.
Now, in regards to this one particular, okay, this forms the entire basis of the song. That was it right there. You heard it. Okay. So what we're going to do for the verse is we are going to add drums, bass, vocals, and then midway through the verse, we're going to add a third guitar. Okay. Listen closely to the vocal delay, the vocal throws.
Okay.
They use a delay that actually it's called the vocal throw.
All right.
And then I want you to see if you can actually hear. No, the guy behind you.
Go ahead. What do you want me to hear?
I want you to pick out the 3 different guitar types.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Run away with me. lost soul to reverie.
All right. I'm having a hard time hearing all three guitars.
That went really fast, actually.
I think there was an acoustic guitar, steel string, a classical guitar, and I couldn't hear the third one.
So it's actually an electric guitar, and he is using a picking pattern as well.
In the electric guitar.
So
Should we listen to that one more time?
Sure.
Run away with me. Lost soul to reverie.
More important than that, also pay attention to the vocals, background vocals, what they're doing.
Right.
And then, did you hear the vocal throw?
Yeah. What did they say? Whoa or hey or?
No, they say la da 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 da, and then that repeats way in the background.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Cool.
Okay, so we go on to the chorus. Now, the vocal hook is hey, 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 living like we're renegades.
And I say, hey, 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 living like we're renegades. Hey, 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 living like we're renegades.
Now, did you notice what they did there to make it sound so much fuller and make the chorus sound bigger than the verse?
I felt like there were more voices involved with the chorus.
Right on. So they added a ton of vocal harmonies, but then it's almost like they stereo expanded them. So if you listen to them closely in a stereo field, you'll hear it almost feels like they're above you. It's really cool.
Yeah. You can get that same kind of effect by doing and this is maybe what they did is mic placement, right? So if you have a stereo pair of mics, you can record a guy over here. Let's say the mics are here. You can record a guy in all these places, like
to get that
10 times.
Yeah.
And you're going to get a nice stereo choir effect from that one guy.
Yeah.
You don't even have to move anything. You just have him move in that stereo field, and then you layer them on top of each other. Could be kind of an interesting effect.
So I think it was the band singing. I think the rest of the band. But if it was one guy, that would be totally awesome.
Yeah.
And I actually think I want to use that now. That makes me Mike jealous.
That makes you excited?
I have Mike envy.
Come borrow some stereo mics. I got
Okay, so here in this chorus, it was the added vocal harmonies, but also notice the drums change. Okay, so well, they don't necessarily change between the verse and the chorus, but notice the clap that they use instead of the snare. So every offbeat, they will use a clap instead of a snare.
Interesting.
This has become a very popular technique. It's being used all the time right now. You alternate your snares with claps.
Here we go.
Rebels and mutineers, go forth and have no fear. Come close and lend an ear.
Interesting placement. It's not in the place I would normally put the snare, which is on 2 and 4. It happened like on 1.
Yeah.
So
It's
interesting.
pretty fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we move on, after the chorus, we jump right into the second verse. Okay, this is the exact same thing as the first verse, except we are going to have a fourth guitar. So this time, pay attention and see if you can listen to all 4 guitars.
All right. Here we go. 4 different guitars.
Living like we're renegades, renegades.
I could definitely hear.
Did you do clip 4 or was that clip 5?
That might have been clip 5.
I think you did clip 5 because that was the chorus. But it doesn't matter. That also had the 4th guitar added.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. We'll just move on.
I'm doing my best here.
I know, right? And it's not good enough.
Oh, it's so sad. Actually, today we've had very little technical difficulties. I just forgot to turn on the preamps for my microphone. It's like, hello, why isn't this working? Go for it.
Deal. Okay, so after the second chorus, we're going to have a bridge, okay? This bridge is merely the same thing as the intro, but pay attention. What do they add to make this sound different than the intro? Listen.
Okay, this is clip 6.
Clip 6.
All right, we're gonna start layering stuff on, and they've added in that piano, which is nice.
So it's not a piano; it's actually a synthesizer.
whatever. Sounds like a piano to me, just like, listen to, letting it rush over my ears or whatever. And then the vocal thing feels like that big chorusy vocal thing that they're doing.
Yep.
But almost like with a little farther away. It feels like it's in the distance. Maybe they've added some reverb, or they've actually used some room distance to make that happen. So,
and in case you can't hear it, we've got 4 guitars playing actually. So we got the acoustic guitar playing the picking part. We have the acoustic guitar strumming.
Okay.
We have an electric guitar picking. And then we have an electric guitar doing a solo thing up top. Wow, wow, with like a chorus effect.
That could have been a synth is what I was thinking, but it's not.
So, yeah, it's actually a guitar if you listen close enough.
Sorry, I didn't listen close enough, folks. And that's the kind of service you get here at Talking About Noise. We just don't listen enough.
Okay,
even if our wives ask us to.
Oh, no. I've got the worst. So what's funny is like, I can remember movie quotes, right? Like tiniest lines from movies.
Right.
But if my wife says, take out the garbage, and she'll be like, why didn't you take out the garbage? I'm like, why didn't you tell me to? Duh. And then she's like, I did.
Yeah, it's bad around here. It's really, really awful how much I cannot remember. And I'll be like, hey, my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, she's pregnant. And my wife's like, we talked about that. We talked about it. Like we've had many conversations about how she's pregnant. It's like, oh, I just don't remember having a conversation about it because it's so thick. It's just nothing.
Well, no, it's
no. They store government secrets up here because nobody can get in.
We're good at other stuff, right?
No, we're not. We're just not good at anything.
No, we are. We're good at this stuff. We remember this stuff. Like, okay, what kind of microphone is that?
This is the Heil PR30B.
And what kind is it?
It's a large dynamic diaphragm dynamic microphone.
Case in point.
This is the MXL BCD1,
and
also a large diaphragm dynamic microphone.
And what is the benefit of having a large dynamic microphone?
The proximity effect.
See? This is your thing.
Yes, okay. You're right. I'm good at something.
Something.
I'm good at this.
And when it comes to any social setting,
it's
like
tough.
I'll forget, I'll remember faces, but I won't remember people's names.
Yeah.
So I'll always just be like, hey, you.
Hey, buddy.
Man.
What's up, big guy?
Dude.
Oh, it's so great to see you again.
Yeah.
Man, how's your wife?
Oh, and and then they'll be like, oh, don't you remember we talked? Like, my wife has cancer. Dude.
Oh, that's right.
Buddy man.
Oh. I was just talking in general, like how are her spirits? And
right. It's like, I didn't mean specifically.
There's a rule. There's like you meet someone again for the first time, right? So you've met them before, but you don't remember their name. You have a short amount of time to re-ask their name. But once that time passes, you can never ask them their name again. You can never go back and say, man, I'm sorry. Remember that last time we had a full conversation? We talked for 20 minutes. I didn't know your name and I don't know it now. Can you tell me? You can never go back.
This is the unwritten rule of introverts here.
Right here. So you've got to get like every interaction. You'll be like, man, I'm so sorry. Before we get into our long 20-minute conversation, remind me of your name because I'm an idiot. And he goes, oh, I'm an idiot too. No problem. But my name is Jeremy or whatever. And
so I read, we got to get back to this. But anyway, I read this book that was like, to help remember people's names, imagine their name engraved into their forehead after you first hear it.
What kind of sick psycho serial killer stuff is that? That's gross. I'm not doing that.
Art,
no,
literally.
I watch Criminal Minds. I know what path that leads down. Lots of dead bodies.
Oh my gosh.
with the wrong name etched into their forehead.
Art. Metaphorically. So the problem is when I do this, I'll start staring at people's foreheads while we're talking.
Yeah, trying to decipher
like,
what's written in their forehead.
And they'll be like, why are you looking at my forehead? What's going on?
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, so we're back to this song.
We're on sample 7, is that right?
We are, but hey, let me introduce it first.
Oh, no,
yo.
no, I'm just making sure I don't push the wrong button.
All right, so the chorus 3 is the exact same as the chorus 2, except we're going to add one more piano synthesizer instrument. We really hear this in our coda chorus, okay? And in the coda chorus, this is going to be our next clip, okay? So a coda chorus is the exact same formation as the regular chorus. It's just you don't sing the normal hook.
Okay.
It's kind of like our lead out.
It's our lead out. It's the
Now, notice
spinning out.
notice how we're just going to build sound upon sound. This is sound layering 301, right? This is advanced sound layering, the way they're doing this. It's fantastic.
All right.
Hit me up.
Lots of layers there, yeah.
Try and tell me, what did you hear? All the layers. What did you hear?
I'm definitely hearing drums and bass. Okay, so let's get those out of the way. We've got the same 4 guitar kind of thing that you're telling us it's 4 guitars. I'm trusting it is. And then on top of that, we've got this high synth thing going. Almost sounds like a female voice. I
actually think that's someone singing.
It could be. Could be. Not going to deny it. Not going to deny it. I'm also hearing, that piano thing, and there's other layer of either a synth or a guitar line on top.
So there's a synthesizer playing a just regular beat. Doon 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 doon. I playing quarter notes.
Right.
There is
Eighth
the
notes.
Guitar, eighth notes. Thank you. Whole notes, whatever. Okay, so there's a guitar playing the arpeggio weirdo
Right.
thing. I think that you're thinking is a
That
synth.
riff up there.
That's the best I can do with my
Man,
mouth.
that's pretty good.
Okay, so you got that weird stuff. So, I mean, we've got a ton of stuff going on here, and it just feels spacious, and it feels large, and it feels warm and inviting. Like
Right, yeah.
the song just wants to hug you.
It's a big envelope.
So whoever produced this was fantastic. They did
Yeah.
a fantastic job
It's a great job.
because it's excellent layering and it's a lot of instruments. And I think that's the key. So every step of the song, you build, you add another instrument, you build, you add another instrument, because we're using the exact same chords, right? If you're going to change and have a verse, a pre-chorus, and a chorus, you may not necessarily need to keep adding instruments, right?
Yeah.
The dynamics of the song itself may keep your interest, may not, right? You may still need to keep adding instruments, but this is a good example of taking something very simple, add this instrument, then add this instrument, then add this instrument, then add this instrument. Okay, now we're going to do dynamics. Go back to the intro. Not just the intro, though. We're going to arpeggiate a synthesizer behind
Right.
you. Okay? Now we're going to rebuild it. Then we're going to let it go with all of this sound. We're just going to throw it at the wall, and then the song's over.
I wonder sometimes how much is this a producer mixer type of activity, and how much is the musicians taking an active role in the orchestration and the composition of this type of stuff? Because
Yep.
I know that there are musicians who do take a very active role and are coming up with these ideas and making the layering. And those guys, I have a lot of respect for that. That adds to the kind of the vision of the song, the vision of the music. It's a
really
good activity.
It's really funny, though. I wonder, like, you take the same song and have them record it with just, like, maybe a Joe Schmo
Right.
off the street, and it doesn't sound as good.
Why are you pointing to me when you say Joe Schmo?
I was us.
I think we're far from Joe Schmo.
Hugs.
Stop pretending to almost touch me.
Art. I made
No,
Art
I'm not
mad.
going to hug any Joe Schmo.
I made Art
Listen.
really mad.
I'm not
No,
gonna,
but I wonder, like, if it was just them doing their own thing, if they didn't have that input from a different producer,
yeah.
would they
If
come
it
up with
would-
those ideas?
If it would come out to that level of intricacy, and building music and creating music is always a collaborative effort. So there's that. All right, folks, that was fantastic. We're moving on. Sometimes things are overlooked. Sometimes things are not exactly perfect. And that happens on this show every once in a while. And that's happening today in our picks of the week, because I am picking a pick of the week that Eric picked a couple of weeks ago. And I think what happened was Eric was like, this band is awesome. And I was like, oh, this band is awesome. And I'm going to add them to my Spotify playlist and I'm going to listen to them. And now I too like them. They have a whole session on Spotify called the Spotify Sessions, where they played, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their songs live. The name of the band is Young the Giant.
Yay, I like them.
Again, I'm a fan, and here's what that sounds like.
How was I to know this? Would you even notice me? 'Cause they're imposters. We threw away the
I like these Spotify sessions, like hearing these musicians perform in a live situation. Like
It's fun.
you hear good singing, you hear good playing, and it's, I actually, I did just a live test, and I was testing my cortisol and my stress hormones before I listened to the song and then after, and they were much lower.
And then I did a saliva test and
I'm
submitted
kidding.
it to this, and boom, like I confirmed the test was true.
The test
just like
is,
that.
The test is accurate.
Test is accurate.
All right. So, Young the Giant, go listen to them. I think they're fantastic. And
It's really funny because I use them as one of my indie rock, alternative rock trump cards.
ooh,
People are like, "What kind of music do you like?" And I'm like, "Have you heard Young the Giant?" I haven't heard that. Oh my gosh, I need to go listen. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
it's great to be that guy, isn't it?
It's pathetic that
Man.
that's what we take joy in.
I know. I like this
so
band before liking this
pathetic.
band was cool. That's where we're at. Mm-hmm. All right.
Although 21 Pilots is really popular right now, and I still love them, and they're going on tour, and I really want to go see them.
Oh, are they coming to SLC?
They are?
We should go see them. I love 21 Pilots. That would be fantastic.
And I would just like to say they were pick of the week like 4 years ago.
Yeah. Like, go back in the records on the website, and
This is on the record.
We have to figure out how to manage the website a little bit better.
We should actually have like a picks of the week section, but that's too much work. Never mind. Go listen to all the podcasts instead.
Everything has to be automated, and we have to just figure that out. So anyway.
So my pick of the week comes from my poker night on Saturday night.
Ooh, poker night.
So I went to poker night, and let's be clear, I am horrible at poker.
Did you lose all your money?
So they let me play with free chips because I suck.
Oh, okay. Those seem like nice friends who are willing to take you for all you're worth at a future date.
Yes, exactly. Get me addicted. Anyway, I was out of the game halfway through, so I was like, I'm bored. Can I watch videos on your Xbox?
Oh.
So this band I know of, Empire of the Sun. I've been listening to their album a lot.
Yeah.
But I never really paid attention. So I was watching the video, and they're performing like not just large venues, like 200,000 people venues. Like I didn't realize they were this big.
Wow, that is big.
And so they're performing all over in Europe. They're huge. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize they were this big.
Wow.
So, I know, out of nowhere. So they're still my pick of the week. You can go support them, even though they're more popular than anybody. Anyway, the song is called Walking on a Dream. I love it.
Pushing up the hill, searching for the thrill of it. All alone, we are calling out now together. Never looking down, I'm just an aura of what's in front of me.
Is it right now to be upon, come on?
Dude, that's a very cool 80s vibe. 90s? Late 80s?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think that's an 80s vibe. Maybe.
I don't know. It screams Beverly Hills Cop to me for some reason.
Beverly Hills Cop?
That TV show, that movie with Eddie Murphy, just like that's.
Where did that come from?
Seems like that seems like a song that would be on that movie. Sorry. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. It kind of feels like something that would have been written now.
No, totally now. I'm just saying it's got a vibe to it. It's got a vintagey vibe to it. All right, whatever. I liked it.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I liked it enough to associate it with something that I had associated before. It doesn't matter.
I
but
love
think
that you
they're
went
good.
to Beverly Hills Cop. Like, I wonder if you have like some weird childhood obsession with that movie, and it just like instantly came out like this.
I absolutely
Freudian
do
slip.
have a complete obsession with that movie. It's amazing. It's so good. And
There we go.
totally inappropriate for a young boy to watch in the middle of the night when the TV's on.
So, if you will join me, we are now going to psychoanalyze this
Oh, let's not do that.
art. Why do you like Beverly Hills Cop? How
Because
does it make
Eddie
you
Murphy is a
feel?
funny guy who laughs really.
Okay, I'm going to bring out a Rorschach
good.
test, and I want you to tell me if you see Beverly Hills Cop.
I'm done with Rorschach tests. I'm not doing any more of those.
Oh boy, we
They all look like peas and carrots. I'm not doing this. What do you see? Peas and carrots. What do you see? Peas and carrots. I think you're obsessed with peas and carrots. No, I'm really hungry. Can I eat something?
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
Anyways, folks, you can catch us at talkingaboutnoise.blogspot.com. Email us at talkingaboutnoise@gmail.com. I'm on Twitter at Artmore Studios. Eric is on Twitter at...
I am the swoop.
And you can even follow me on Instagram at Artmore Studios as well.
Tell us the next song you want analyzed in the song segment.
We would
Songwriting
love that.
segment.
Is there something you would like broken down, production wise or otherwise? We will break it down for you.
Next week, Art
Yeah.
is doing a production segment, but
and
the
in
week
2 weeks after that, Eric is back on songwriting.
So tell us what song you want.
Yeah, songwriting production. And then also leave a comment down below. Did you like this show? Was it a stinky show? I don't think it's stinky, but what do you think? We're interested to know. And we do have a comment from a user on YouTube. We're excited about that. And I don't have it up, so I don't know his name, but he was asking about t-shirts. He wants to order a t-shirt. We'll talk about this very seriously here.
I've got
because
so many good ideas. Offensive,
the
but
standard garb that we sell on our website, we don't actually sell it, but we're thinking about it, will not be a t-shirt, but a full spandex bodysuit, coming in only 2 sizes,
Thank you.
large
Thank
and
you.
3XL. So
I'm so glad you remembered that. Yes. That is the official suit of
That's
the
the
Talking About
official
Noise
garb.
show.
we need to design it, we need to get it made, and we will get it out
And we
there.
will offer 3 different spandex colors for you to choose from.
White, gray, and black.
Oh, I was going to say leopard stripe with purple, orange or purple, and then just purple.
This is 2 different purples. I love that. That's a great idea.
It's going to be, oh man, someone wants a shirt like the mind. You will not imagine what I'm coming up with.
All right. Well,
now.
we're going to work on some buyable gear, some swag, some stuff. We'll have some free giveaways. We'll do some stuff
we
like
need to
that.
do like those cheap pens that, like
oh yeah,
insurance
mouse
companies
pads
give out. And mouse
with our faces on them.
pads.
All right.
People use mouse pads. Like, what are the other tacky things
What
they
else?
give out?
An American online disc that's themed talking
that
about
would be
noise.
So awesome.
There we go. We got some good ideas here. Anyways, we absolutely enjoy doing this show. This show is such a pleasure for us to do. And we are thankful for you, our listeners, and our viewers. We will see or listen to you next week, or you're going to see us or listen to us next week.
Yeah, just go with listen to. You don't need to segregate.
All right, we're out. Bye-bye.